The afternoon sun sets over Kruger National Park in South Africa, casting golden hues over the highway that winds through the vast landscape. Many cars continue their journey, hurrying forward to reach the city before nightfall. In the distance, the trees cast long shadows, creating a scene that is both majestic and serene. Inside the fenced reserve, wild animals move leisurely, some in search of prey. The park's management has installed sturdy barriers, but occasionally, gaps appear due to harsh weather or persistent animals. These breaches sometimes allow creatures to wander onto the busy highway. At that very moment, a small lion cub squeezes through a hole in the fence, stepping onto the bustling road. Unaware of the imminent danger, the cub gazes curiously at its unfamiliar surroundings. Vehicles speed past, and when drivers catch sight of the tiny figure, panic ensues. Tires screech against the pavement as brakes are slammed, creating a chaotic scene. The cub stands frozen in place, wide-eyed, mesmerized by the unfamiliar roar of engines and flashing headlights. Horns blare, their sharp echoes startling the young lion, making it tremble. Overwhelmed, it crouches in the middle of the road, its small body quivering from fear and confusion. Some drivers quickly dial the police, fearing the worst. Within moments, traffic grinds to a halt as no one dares to move too close to the wild animal. Minutes tick by, and then, piercing through the tense atmosphere, the sound of sirens announces the arrival of help. Officer Marius, assigned to patrol the highway near Kruger National Park, steps out of his vehicle, assessing the situation. He signals to the surrounding drivers, instructing them to silence their horns and minimize noise. He knows that lions are highly sensitive to loud sounds and can easily become agitated or frightened. Seeing the cub's distress, Marius cautiously approaches, maintaining a safe distance. He speaks in a calm, deep voice, his words gentle and reassuring, as if comforting a lost child. The cub, though bewildered, does not growl or attempt to flee. Curious onlookers watch with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution. Marius radios the control center, informing them of the situation and requesting permission to handle it before the support team arrives. Throughout the exchange, he continues his quiet reassurance, occasionally motioning with his hands to keep the cub at ease. Gradually, the lion cub relaxes. No longer cowering, it watches Marius with hesitant curiosity. The officer kneels, making himself appear less threatening. The cub sniffs the air, as if searching for a familiar scent, perhaps its mother's. Marius patiently extends his hand, allowing the cub to familiarize itself with his scent. The tiny lion sniffs tentatively, then blinks, uncertain but not afraid. With years of experience handling wildlife, Marius understands that patience is key. He whispers softly, his voice a soothing lullaby amid the fading light. Under the golden glow of the setting sun, a rare and touching moment unfolds. A police officer and a lost lion cub bound by quiet understanding. Slowly, the cub inches forward, then finally nestles against Marius. The officer smiles, gently cradling the little creature in his arms. For a brief moment, the world seems to hold its breath. The line of cars remains still, their occupants mesmerized by the heartwarming sight. Marius carefully lifts the cub, scanning the surroundings for any sign of its mother. But the vast landscape reveals no trace of a lioness. She must have wandered far beyond the fence. With no time to waste, Marius makes his decision. Cradling the exhausted cub, he walks toward his patrol car, ensuring every movement is slow and steady. The waiting drivers, now fully invested in the rescue, remain patient, knowing they are witnessing something truly special. As Marius gently places the cub in the back seat, the tiny creature blinks sleepily, its energy drained from the ordeal. The sky deepens into shades of orange and red, signaling the approach of nightfall. Searching for the cub's mother in the darkness would be dangerous, both for the lioness and the motorists. Determined to ensure the cub's safety, Marius starts his engine, heading toward the police headquarters near the entrance to Kruger National Park. In his heart, he knows that this little one's journey is far from over, but for now it is safe. And in the quiet hum of the police car, under the dimming sky, a small lion cub drifts into peaceful sleep, unaware that it has just been saved by an unlikely hero. Before leaving, Marius informed the drivers that the situation was under control. The line of cars gradually moved, as if untangling the traffic jam that had just occurred. As Marius drove away from the scene, the headlights flickered on. The lion cub whined the entire ride back, likely worried and missing its mother. Marius spoke softly while driving, hoping to reassure the cub with his presence. The police station was not spacious, but it had a large cage often used to temporarily hold lost wild animals. Marius parked the car and carefully lifted the cub from the back seat. A few colleagues witnessed the unusual sight and were surprised. They quickly prepared clean water and suitable food for the young lion. Marius gently placed the cub in the cage and covered it with an old blanket to keep it warm through the night. Seeing that it was still shivering, he stroked it gently and whispered words of encouragement. Afterward, he stepped outside and contacted the Kruger National Park management team to report the incident. They agreed to coordinate the search for the mother lion the following morning, as it was too late at night to begin. That night, the lion cub slept fitfully in the cage, occasionally letting out soft growls. Marius instructed his colleagues to take turns watching over it, ensuring its safety until morning. As dawn broke, the first light illuminated the police station grounds. Marius woke early to check on the cub and found it healthy, though its eyes carried a sadness. He reached out to Thabo, a dedicated wildlife rescuer from the reserve. Thabo soon arrived, carrying a tracking device and a first aid kit, in case the cub had any injuries. After exchanging greetings, he and Marius planned their route to find the mother. They suspected she might be lingering near the fence where the cub had been found. Their journey began at the very spot where the cub had wandered onto the highway. Thabo scanned the fence for footprints and scent traces, while Marius held the cub, soothing it and letting it sniff the surroundings. After about 2 kilometers, they had yet to see any signs of the mother lion, but they pressed on. Then Thabo noticed fresh scratches on the fence, suggesting that the mother may have attempted to get through. Finally, 3 kilometers from where the cub had been found, they spotted a lioness pacing anxiously along the fence. Thabo turned to Marius. "That must be the mother. She's looking for her cub." Marius stopped the car and carefully observed the lioness to ensure the situation was safe. She appeared worried, sniffing the ground as if desperately searching for her young one. As the vehicle came to a halt, Marius stepped out slowly, holding the cub securely in his arms. Thabo walked beside him, maintaining a cautious distance. The lioness immediately caught the scent of her cub. She wagged her tail and bared her fangs, but not in aggression, rather in anticipation. Marius gently placed the cub on the ground, allowing it to approach its mother. Without hesitation, the lion cub trotted toward her, making excited noises. The mother rushed forward, rubbing her nose against the cub, their reunion filled with evident joy. The sight of the mother and cub embracing in the open space was deeply moving for both Marius and Thabo. Satisfied that the two were safe, Marius and Thabo stepped back, leaving them to nature. Before departing, they contacted another conservation team to repair the hole in the fence, preventing similar incidents in the future. And so, the story of the lost lion cub on the Kruger Highway, rescued with the help of Marius, Thabo, and their team, became a testament to the love of nature and the importance of conservation efforts in South Africa. Dear friends, thank you for following this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.